As the eldest son of the imperial capital's Fu family and also an elder, Fu Qianlin's aura was naturally intimidating without anger, but Zhuxi's slender waist was straight, and her clear eyes looked at him calmly. "It's me." As he spoke, Fu Qianlin glanced at the bodyguards there and said, "Miss Su, right? This is not the place to discuss matters. Can you please excuse me for a moment?" Zhuxi didn't expect people from the empire to come looking for her. She frowned unhappily. "Okay, I'll take you to the reception room, so as not to disturb Ying Ying's birthday party." Fu's reception room. "I am Fu Qianlin, Ying Ying's father." Zhuxi took Fu Qianlin to reception room of the Fu house. Zhuxi looked at Fu Qianlin and said, "Oh, hello, uncle." Fu Qianlin took out a black card with gold stamping and said, "Give this to you." Zhuxi didn't reach out to take it. "What is this?" "I came here today because I heard that Ying Ying took the fragrant pills you gave her. How much are these fragrant pills? I'll buy them. Our Fu family in the imperial capital does not owe anyone any favors." Zhuxi curled her red lips and asked, "How much is this? 300 million, 3 billion, or 30 billion? Since uncle is so rich, why doesn't he buy it himself? If he buys it, he can cure his daughter's face and give Ying Ying a new life. Is it because uncle can't buy it?" The girl's voice was clear and pleasant, and every word hit her ears loudly. Fu Qianlin's expression changed. "You!" "It is said that it is easy to pay gold, but hard to repay a favor." What Zhuxi said touched Fu Qianlin's heart, and Fu Qianlin did not want to accept this favor. Zhuxi said as she stretched out her hand and pushed the bank card back. Then she lifted up her slender feathers and looked at Fu Qianlin. "Uncle, I didn't ask for any favors, but I can make you owe it forever." Fu Qianlin looked at Zhuxi. To be honest, he didn't take this little girl seriously at first when she came out, but now he had to look at her seriously. "Who the hell are you? Fu Nancheng is just a bastard. Do you think that by following him, you can—" Fu Qianlin wanted to speak, but Zhuxi didn't give him a chance to speak. "Oh, it turns out that it's not that you don't want to owe anyone a favor, but you don't want to owe Fu Nancheng a favor. If you think so little of him, why doesn't you take his place?" "You can't?" "You! Is this how you talk to your elders? You wait!" Fu Qianlin pursed his lips, then turned around. Even when standing next to him and confronting him, this little girl's aura was not inferior to his. Her pair of crystal-clear eyes showed her intelligence and spirit. Before Fu Qianlin left, he turned around and glanced in the direction where Zhuxi disappeared. He didn't know when such a powerful little girl appeared beside the mother and son. "The woman you keep is just like you, uneducated." At this time, Fu Nancheng was standing on the other side. He originally wanted to see Fu Qianlin, but Zhuxi got there first. "Don't touch her." Who wants to touch her? She's just a woman. Is it worth it for me to do that?" "You better be." Secretary Song behind him couldn't help but give a thumbs up. "I don't know what they said in there, but Miss Su is really the first person who can make the people of Fu family in the imperial capital suffer." Well, very impressive. The corners of Fu Nancheng's lips curled up slowly. This little thing made him look at her in awe over and over again. Actually, she is very similar to a cat. If you don't disturb her, you will never know what will happen next. If you get along with a girl like this, you will be unable to stop falling into her. Let Fu Yingying host the birthday party herself. I'm leaving. "President, where are you going? You have a speech later." "Come find me in the master bedroom." Master bedroom of Fu's old house. At this time, Zhuxi came and did not find Fu Nancheng in his room. She called him, "Mr. Fu?" Zhuxi turned his eyes, and Fu Nancheng suddenly came from behind, stretched out his big hand, held her soft little waist in his palm, and squeezed it gently. Zhuxi raised her small face to look at him and saw the man whispering in her ear. "Where did that fragrant pill come from?" She knew he would ask. Zhuxi said the prepared lines. "Didn't I tell you that I got it from the king?" Fu Nancheng stared at her suspiciously. "Little liar, you never tell the truth." Almost everyone believed that the birthmark on Fu Yingying's face would never be removed, so he looked for King and wanted to ask the legendary king to make perfume. But Su Qianru's incense hadn't even been prepared yet, but she was cured by a so-called ancestral incense pill? She wanted to retort, but Fu Nancheng pulled her into his arms. Fu Nancheng lowered his head and his thin lips fell on her cheek. The girl had plump, soft tissues and her face was full of collagen, white and soft. He kissed her several times. "You're trapped tonight. Let's see if I can make you more honest." "What did he say? This beast in human clothing?" Zhuxi immediately wanted to shake him off, but Fu Nancheng forcefully held her in his arms, throwing her on the bed. At this time, he put something into her palm. "For you. Mr. Fu, what is this? What again?" Zhuxi took a look, and this time it was a black card with gold stamping. "Don't use other people's, whatever you want, I can give it to you." He really is an expert at speaking sweet words. No matter how heartless the words are, he can make them sound so affectionate. "He is even older than me, and you are still jealous. Aren't you childish? Then you coax me? Then I want it now." Zhuxi's face flushed. "Fu Nancheng, you are shameless." I was deceived by his appearance before and thought he was noble and abstinent, but who would have thought he was so lustful? Fu Nancheng lowered his head and kissed her. Zhuxi's slender legs trembled. At this time, he pressed down, and the fresh scent of a man who had just bathed enveloped her completely. Fu Nancheng didn't say whether it was okay. He just grabbed her little hand and taught her to hug his waist. Fu Nancheng stopped kissing her and looked at her. "Zipper?" But behind, Zhuxi's heartbeat suddenly accelerated. Fu Nancheng stopped, then turned her body and trapped her in his arms. The man had just taken a shower, and his delicate and three-dimensional features looked particularly young and handsome. The corners of his lips curled up, and he smiled softly. "It's not time for you to cry yet." It took Zhuxi a few seconds to understand what he was talking about, and her black and white pupils suddenly shrank. The girl's innocent pupils were rippling again, black and full of water. "Ah!" Fu Nancheng's eyes darkened. She had such a big reaction to just one sentence. How pure. Fu Nancheng lowered his head and kissed her smooth back. Fu Nancheng hugged her soft waist and kissed her a few times. He felt like he liked everything about her, including her body. She was like a feather, gently teasing him. Everything was just right, making him unable to stop. Grasping the back of her head with his big hands, he took the initiative and deepened the kiss. Their relationship was linked by Madame Fu. As for the rest, she wanted to get the jade pendant back while he coveted the happiness of adults. He was handsome, rich, mature, powerful, and tasteful. They were both single, he was unmarried and she was unmarried. So Zhuxi could afford to have fun with him. Thinking of this, Zhuxi felt relaxed. She can also enjoy this happiness in the process of searching for the jade pendant. The next morning, when Zhuxi woke up, Fu Nancheng was gone. He had left a note on the bedside table with his large, flamboyant handwriting on it. "Little lazy bug, I'm going to the company." Zhuxi felt sore all over and was tired. She burrowed deeper into the quilt. Since following him, she really became a lazy bug. At this moment, there was a ding sound and a WeChat message came from Lin Zhao Zhao. "Cici, look! Fu Nancheng and Su Qianru's scandal is trending on search." Then Lin Zhao Zhao sent a photo. Zhuxi clicked on it. The photo was taken at night. The genius perfumer and the head of Fu family had a romantic dinner together. Is good news coming? Zhuxi suddenly woke up from her sleep. She didn't know about this yet, so she was surprised to see him. Fu Nancheng has been very mysterious in recent years. His private life is clean, and there is no woman around him. This is the first time he has been involved in a scandal, and it is with Su Qianru, who is known as the genius perfumer. Therefore, this photo topped the hot search list, followed by a fiery red word, explosion. Preview next chapter. Zhuxi returned to the Su family. Su Changrong and Li Lan were sitting on the sofa in the living room with smiles on their faces. Su Changrong said quickly, "So, your parents will introduce you to a young talent who doesn't mind your face. Is that okay with you?" The sun rose from the west today, and Su Changrong and Li Lan actually wanted to make up for her. They were probably afraid that I would block Su Qianru's way. There was no emotion on Zhuxi's palm-sized face. She just looked at Su Changrong. Zhuxi stood up and said, Don't worry about my affairs. I have a boyfriend.